Let's talk about your heart, guys. Heart. Let's talk about your heart. O, kamusta ang heart? Masaya. Okay, walang jowa? Ay, grabe naman. Okay, let's talk about your heart. So, pag sinabi natin heart, anatomy of the heart, it is located saan? Mediastinum area. Nasa left ba ang puso natin? Wala. Midsternal. Mediastinum. Yan. Mediastinum. Kaso nga lang, it is deviated to the left because of the peak or the apex of the heart. Okay, where the point of maximal impulse is felt. So yung point of maximal impulse, ano yun? Mid-clavicular line. 4 to 6 intercostal space. Okay, intercostal space. So that is your heart. Ngayon, your heart is subdivided into 3 parts. Tama? What are the 3 parts of your heart? We have your inner part, endocardium, the middle part, which is the muscle, right? Contractility-wise. And we have your epicardium. So, the endo, myo, and epicardium. And the outer covering is known as your pericardium. Yun yung supot ng puso. Pericardium. Nakakaintindihan? And the space between the pericardium and epicardium is known as your pericardial sac or pericardial space. So, kailangan nating alamin yon kasi nga doon nagkakaroon ng tinatawag nating pericardiac tamponade. Ulitin natin. Okay. So, this is the heart. Literal na heart eh. Perfect heart. Kasi my heart is perfect. Yan. So, this is the endocardium. Tama? This is the myocardium, epicardium, and yung layer that is covering the heart is pericardium. The space between the epicardium and pericardium is known as pericardial sac or pericardial space. Are we clear? If you try to look at the picture, ganyan po yan. Di ba ang sarap niyan sa one? Ano? Masarap yan sa, ano tawag ito, yung dinaldalo, ano yan? Igado. Di ba? Sa igado, kahit sa pupis, nilalagay din yan. Okay, for the anatomy and physiology, you can actually look it into your screen right now. So you have your anatomy and physiology. Okay, ngayon, pag-usapan natin si anatomy. Ayan na si anatomy. So paano naman si physiology? Pag-usapan natin si physiology. Are we clear? Yes. Before we go to that, let's go to the mechanics of the heart function. So these are the mechanics of the heart function that you need to know. Number 1, we have your cardiac cycle. So cardiac cycle refers to the sequence of events in one heartbeat. So sequence of event in one heartbeat. So blood is pumped throughout the entire cardiovascular system. So pag tumibok si puso, lumabas ang punta ng puso at nakabalik, ang tawag doon, cardiac cycle. Tumibok, nag-oxygenate, lumabas ng puso, bumalik sa puso, cardiac cycle. Are we clear? Yes. Systole is the contraction phase, usually refers to ventricular contraction. Okay, ito siya. Love. Okay? While diastole is the relaxation, the atria and the ventricles are feeling last longer than systole. Okay? Kasi si systole is being controlled by your ventricle, kaya malakas talaga siya. Okay? Kasi ventricle contains the largest muscle. Tama po ba? Yes. Another component that you need to know is your stroke volume. So again, systole is the contraction phase, while diastole is the relaxation phase. So, love-dub. 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 Contract ventricle, relax. Contract, relax. Contract, relax. Contract, relax. Bakit dito yung contract? Andiyan yung ventricle sa baba. Wag susong tinitignan nyo. Hindi yan. Aba, contract. Sabaling nga contract. Di magbagay na kayo. Contract. Love-dub. Love-dub. Contract, relax. Systole, diastole. Diastole, systole, diastole. Ba't diastole? Kasi nga pag nag-contract si atrium at nag-relax, kasabay niya nag-contract na nag-relax si Sino? Si atrium. However, atrium kasi sobrang liit lang ng muscle, now overpower. Kaya yung relaxation yun na-appreciate. So, contract, relax, ventricle, atrium. Clear tayo? Kasi kapag nag-relax si ventricle, nagko-contract si atrium. However, hindi masyadong na-appreciate kasi nga, malakas yung contraction ni ventricle. Why mas malakas ang contraction ni ventricle? Kasi mas malaki ang muscles. Did you get it? Contract nila. Bakit kailangan nyo alamin yon? Kasi sa ECG, makikita rin nyo rin yun. So yung P wave is your atrial contraction. Then the QRS segment is your ventricular contraction. Then yung T wave is your relaxation. Ventricular relaxation. So, parang nag-punch. Mamaya, pakita natin. Okay? Then we also have your stroke volume. Stroke volume is the amount of blood ejected from either ventricle or in a single contraction. So it starts, the law of heart states that degree of cardiac muscle stretch can increase force of ejected blood. So more blood filling in the ventricles equals increased stroke volume. Then cardiac output is the amount of blood pumped through the cardiovascular system per minute, which is computed as cardiac output. Okay, so your cardiac output is equals to stroke volume plus heart rate times your heart rate pala niya. Equals your cardiac output. So basically, gaano karaming blood ang nailalabas from the heart. That's your cardiac output. So the higher the blood volume, the higher the cardiac output. The lesser the blood volume, the lesser the cardiac output. Kaya pag meron tayong fluid overload, increase cardiac output. Basta maraming volume, marami din dapat ang labas. Okay? That is your cardiac output. Now, we have the properties of cardiac cells. So cardiac cells has a different properties. Number one is your automaticity. Automaticity means that the heart cells has the capacity to generate its own electrical impulses. Hindi na kailangang utusan ng utak si puso para tumibok. Kasi automatic siya na naglalabas ng kanyang sariling electrical impulse without the brain controlling it. So part siya ng involuntary movement. Okay, involuntary movement. Now, excitability is response to electrical stimulation. So, pag sinabi electrical stimulation, excitability is what? One impulse is equals to one contraction. One impulse is equals to one contraction. Mamaya mas ma-appreciate nyo yan pag diniscuss natin ang electrical conductivity of the heart. Okay? And contractility is shortens in response to electrical stimulation. So, ibig sabihin, the cardiac cell has the ability to relax and contract. So, the contracting ability is responsible for the ejection of blood from the heart into the system or vasculature. Pag sinabi natin vasculature, it includes na your arteries, veins, and your yung mga small capillaries. Okay? And conductivity passes or propagated electrical impulse from one cell to another. Paano nag-move from one cell to another? Again, may papakita natin yan during your conduction system. Can I proceed? Okay, let's talk about this picture. May maganda yung picture na yan. Okay, let's talk about the conducting system. This is your heart. So first thing that we need to discuss is how the blood flow. Tama? So how does the blood flow? So this is the mediastinum area. As you can see, deviated siya sa left. Okay? Hindi siya located sa left, but deviated to the left. And this is your point of maximal impulse, which is your apex. Tama? Now, first thing foremost, we have to dissect the anatomy of the heart. So this is your veins, the blue one. And the arteries are the red one. In the system, there is only one vein that contains unoxygenated blood. Only one vein in the system that contains oxygenated. That is your pulmonary vein. Pulmonary artery contains unoxygenated blood. But in general, artery contains oxygenated while vein contains unoxygenated. Basic concept, right? Ngayon, kapag umikot, natapos ang isang cycle, okay, cardiac cycle, papasok na yung mga unoxygenated blood in two major veins. We have your superior and inferior vena cava. Tama? So, superior and inferior vena cava. So, that's the entry point papunta sa chambers of the heart. Now, there are two general chambers of the heart. The upper part or portion and the lower portion. The upper portion is known as your atrium. The lower portion is known as your ventricle. Ulit, upper, atrium, lower, ventricle. It is divided into two. Tama? Yes. Ngayon, i-divide natin vertically. We have the left, the right, and left. Right contains unoxygenated, while your left contains oxygenated. Ulitin natin. Right contains unoxygenated, while your left contains oxygenated. Horizontally, upper, lower. Ano to? Atrium. Tama? Atrium, ventricle. Hatiin natin, anong laman na dugo? Oxygenated, unoxygenated? Oxygenated. Then, upper and lower, sabihin mo lang siya kung left or right. So, right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Nakuha? Yes. Pagpasok, pasok sa puso, first chamber to attend is right atrium. So, right atrium contains unoxygenated or oxygenated? So, oxygenated. Then it will pass through a flapping valves. So, this flapping valves function is to what? Prevents blood from your ventricle to backflow to the atrium. Anong tawag dito sa valve na ito? Bicuspid, tricuspid? Tricuspid valve. So, the tricuspid valve, so the blood from the right atrium will pass through the tricuspid valve and goes into your right ventricle. So from the right ventricle, which has a slightly larger muscle group comparing now to your atrium, will pump out blood from the right atrium into the pulmonary artery or vein? Artery, which is the only artery in the body that contains unoxygenated blood. Doon sa vein na yun, doon sa artery na yun, meron din tayong valve. Ang tawag doon, pulmonary valve. Going to your lungs for the oxygenation. Pag na-reoxygenate na yung dugo, babalik siya sa puso. Passing through what vein? Pulmonary vein. The only vein in the body that contains oxygenated blood. Going straight into the upper chamber on left side, which is your left atrium. From left atrium, ipapump natin yung blood passing through a valve again to prevent regurgitation. Ano ang valve na to? Bicuspid valve. So the bicuspid valve, after opening, it will close para hindi bumalik. Then the blood would stay on the largest chamber, which is your ventricle. Ventricle, which is specifically your left ventricle, contains oxygenated blood. From the ventricle, it has the largest muscle. Why? Physiologic mechanism, bakit siya may pinakamalaking muscle? Because this is the muscle that will try to pump or contract to eject the blood from the heart going to the different system of the body, passing through the largest blood vessel, which is your aorta. Okay, then meron tayong sa taas, then meron sa bababa. Kaya nga, pag nagkakasakit ang isang bata, kapag yung arc nangyari dito, coarctation of the aorta, saan nakikita? Tetralogy of Fallot. Kaya may mga cases tayo na mababa ang BP sa baba, so lower extremities, tapos sa upper extremities, mataas. Because of the arctation. Yung ibang cases naman, sa bata, meron tayo tinatawag na foramen ovale. So normal na may butas yung puso. Sa bata, sanggol. Yes, normal na may butas sa puso. Kaya so, magpo-close ba dapat yon? Yes, pero pag hindi nag-close, meron tayong patent ductus arteriosus. Ano na yan? Pag hindi nag-close. Okay, i-discuss nila na anatomy. I-discuss ng mga medical surgical nursing sa inyo. Clear tayo? O, tapos na tayo sa flow of the blood. Okay na ba tayo doon? Yes. So, kada eject ng blood, so pag nagpasok dito, 1 cardiac cycle. Clear tayo? Pumasok dito, pag na-oxygenate, bumalik, lumabas, ginamit yung oxygen, bumalik, 1 cardiac cycle. Clear tayo? Yung dami ng blood na na-eject ng puso, cardiac output. Clear tayo? Maliwanag tayo so far? Yes. O, dito naman tayo. Paano tumitibok ang puso kahit di mo inuutusan? Bakit tibok pa rin siya kahit tulog ka? Because of the automaticity of the heart. So the ability of the heart to continuously release stimuli without the brain ordering the heart or without you voluntarily ordering the heart. That is because meron tayong sariling pacemaker. Tagagawa ng kuryente ng puso. Ang tawag natin doon, si SA node. Tsaka si AV node. Tsaka si Purkinje fiber. Kaya tayo? Yes. Ngayon, everything starts in your SA node. So si SA node will now release your electrical impulse. So SA node has the ability to produce 60 to 100 impulse per minute for an adult person. Ulitin ko. SA node produces 60 to 100 impulse or electrical impulse per minute in adult person. Katumbas yan ng isang impulse equals to 1 heartbeat. Kaya meron tayong pulso na 60 to 100 ang normal. Clear tayo? Ito yon. 60 to 100, 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 60 to 100. Clear tayo? May ibang pulso pa ba kayo? Meron, sir. Bala kayo. Alamin niyo kung nasaan yun. Alam mo na ba kung nasaan? Ayan. Oh, nandito tayo. Nandito tayo dito. 60 to 100. Ngayon, may pagkakataon. Okay, ito. 60 to 100. So, 60 impulse, pasa. So, kanina meron tayong automaticity. Automatic na naglalabas. Ano yung isang properties natin? Automaticity. Ano yung sunod? Ano yun? Excitability. So, 1 impulse equals to 1 heartbeat. Tama? Ayan. So, yung kuryente, pag ipapasa ko kay AV node. Ang tawag ito, AV node. Ito, sinoatrial node. Ito naman, AV node. Atrioventricular. Kasi nasa gitna. Kaya siya tinawag na atrioventricular node. Nakagets niyo po ba ako? So, sinoatrial node will pass the impulse into AV node. And the AV node will now pass the impulse to your Purkinje of fiber. Para labdab, 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 systole, diastole, systole, diastole. Bakit diastole dito? Kasi kapag nag-contract ito, nag-relax. Relax. Clear tayo? Are we clear? Yes. Malas-malas ang pasyente ito. Anong nangyari? Nasira si SA node. Titibok pa ba si puso? Yes. Bakit? Because AV node has the ability to produce impulse as well. Pero unlike your SA node, hanggang 40 to 60 lang. So ang pasyente ba natin magiging bradycardic? Yes. Okay, bradycardic. Malas-malas. Nasira pati si AV node. Titibok pa rin ba yung puso? Yes. Because Purkinje fiber can produce 10 to 30 impulses. Kasi hindi na enough yun. Hindi na enough to. Kailangan na ba siyang i-correct? Kaya may mga pasyente na kailangan lagyan ng pacemaker. Nagkakaintindihan? Nag-gets po ba yung electrical impulses? Nakuha po ba? O for those who want to, yung mga preoccupied na gusto mangopya, yan, obey nyo. Nasa inyo naman po yan eh. Pero parehas pa yan sa discuss natin. Pero kung gusto mo mangopya para may laman ng notebook mo, di kopyahin mo. Can I proceed? Wait. Ay.
Putulan nyo na lang yun.
Okay na? Clear? Yes. This is another picture para mas na siya mag-gets. So from SA node to AV node to your Purkinje fiber. Okay? So that's your SA node to AV node to your Purkinje fiber. And as I've mentioned, kayo kung gusto nyong kopyahin kasi masyado kayo, pay nyo. Parehas din ba sa diniscuss ko? Yes. Ay, 30 to 10, okay lang po. Parehas din naman. 10 to 40 or 30 to 40, at least upper limit 40. Mababa pa rin po yun. The patient will become bradycardic. Okay na ba tayo dyan? Are you sure? Okay. Para lang magkaroon kayo ng idea. Okay, this is your electrical conductivity. Bakit meron tayong ECG? Oops. P, Q, so this is your PQRST segment. Tama po ba? This is equivalent to 1 heartbeat. Okay, 1 heartbeat. As you can see in the picture, okay, so this is your P wave. So P wave is basically what? P wave is basically your atrial depolarization or atrial contraction. Okay, atrial contraction. So atrial depolarization, that's your P wave. Your P wave until the beginning of your QRS. So basically, kapag nag-contract po si atrium, dapat nagre-relax din yan. Kasi hindi siya magre-reflect dun sa ECG. Why? Kasi once na nag-relax siya, magko-contract naman si ventricle, representing the QRS segment. And the T wave represents now the ventricular repolarization, which is your ventricular relaxation. Clear? So, anong importance nito? Dapat alam mo. Kasi nga, pag nagbasa ka na ng ECG later on, or kapag tinignan din ng ECG, we'll be able to detect using the ECG kung anong part ng heart ang may problema. For example, nagkaroon tayo ng atrial fibrillation. Pag sinabing atrial fibrillation, ito yung magiging itsura. Can I remove? Okay. I would like you to take a look at this ECG strips. Pag sinabi natin flutter, whenever you hear the word flutter, may kita mo si sawtooth. Sawtooth. Para siyang ngipin ng ragani. Sawtooth. Flutter waves. This is an example of atrial fibrillation. Why? Kasi si atrium, yung representing natin ng atrium, continuous lang siya. Pero meron si QRS segment. Ibig sabihin, intact si ventricle. Nakikita mo ba? So, ano nangyayari dyan? Flutter. Pag si flutter, parang nanginginig na lang yung heart. So, yung part ng atrium is just shivering. Kasi lang yun. So, kaya, yan. Tapos, Yun. So, tigtigargar, pump. Tigtigargar, pump. Tigtigargar sa atrium, contracti, ventricle. Naigans mo ba? Yes. Okay? Ano naman ang pagkakaiba niya kapag ang nanginig si ventricle? Ito naman ang example ng kapag nanginig si ventricle. Ito lang ako. Ayan. That's your ventricular fibrillation. Ay, ito pala. Ayan. Ventricular fibrillation, parang din sa fibrillate. Naginginig lang din, parang flutter. Ayan. And this your ventricular tachycardia. Lahat naman to, tachycardia rin yan, kaso nga lang different types ng ventricular tachycardia. Kasi meron tayong Mobitz 1, Mobitz 2. AB block, yan, parang may ganon. Yung, ay, sorry. Systole lang alam mo. Ay. Polymorphic. Ayan. That's ventricular tachycardia. That's the most common ventricular tachycardia na makikita nyo. So, yung monomorphic. Bakit sa monomorphic? Yun, pare-parehas ang sukat. Okay, pag iba-iba naman ang sukat, polymorphic. Clear tayo? So, kapag interval naman ang flutter, tsaka tachycardia, or ang fibrillation, tsaka tachycardia, meron tayong torsade pointed. And this is your ventricular fibrillation. Okay? Sorry. Ayan. Okay. You will not know now that more sa masunod yung discussion. Clear pa ba tayo? Are we clear? Are we clear? Clear? Everybody clear? Clear. Okay, pag sinabi natin cardiovascular system, ilan na ulit ang napoproduce ng SA node? 62, 100. And followed by your AV node. Pag sinabi natin flow, lahat ba nanggagaling sa flow ng blood? Magagaling ba lahat sa inyong superior and inferior vena cava? Yes. Passing through what chamber again? Right atrium. From right atrium, passing through what valve? Tricuspid valve going to what ventricle? Right ventricle. Passing to what vein? Pulmonary vein. Pulmonary artery. Going to your lungs for reoxygenation. Babalik pa sa puso? Yes. Ano yung tataanan niya? Pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein, then going to your left atrium. Left atrium, passing to what valve? Your bicuspid valve going to your left ventricle. Tama? Yes, and left ventricle going to your aorta. So bakit kailangan natin alam yung mga positioning na yon? Take note, left, right. Kaya nga pag meron tayong left congestive heart failure na tinatawag, punta na sa left congestive heart failure. Okay, I just want to explain kung bakit may left saka right tayo and why is it related to respiratory system pag left at right naman kapag systemic, yung mga edema. Tama? So, ganito po kasi yan. So, left, right. Andito yung pulmonary vein. Tama? Yes. Pulmonary vein, then pulmonary artery. So, nangyari kasi, kapag nagkaroon tayo ng congestive heart failure, congestion happens in the heart. So, yung heart natin nagiging congested. Dahil sa congestion, yung blood flow is affected as well. Tama? So, kung ang nangyari is right congestion. Kung congested ito, ano mangyayari? The pressure on this side of the heart will increase. So kung mas mataas ang pressure dito, yung pressure na magagaling from superior and inferior vena cava, hindi kakayanin. So imbes na makapasok, ano mangyayari? Backflow. Pag nag-backflow yan, magkakaroon ng escape of fluids from intravascular to interstitial. Yung sunod na topic natin ngayon mamaya, fluids and electrolyte. So, backflow siya, lalabas from intravascular to interstitial, hence leading to edema. Clear tayo? Pag ang congestion naman, kasi ang escape niya doon. Doon ang escape niya, tama? palabas. Ang nangyari naman dito, so from the lungs, pupunta ng left. Kapag nagkaroon ng congestion sa left, ano mangyayari? Left. Backflow ulit. Yung backflow niya, hindi palabas ng system. O saan? Papunta sa lungs. Kaya may manifestation is related sa airway. Nag-gets yun na? Yes. Okay? With the exemption niya, na-exempt asthma, di ba? Okay. So that is your congestive heart failure in relation to the anatomy and physiology of the heart. Do you have any question? Question? Clarification? Violent reaction? Are you sure? Okay, so we'll go to another system. Okay lang ba? Yes.